This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
This is a good development, positive news. But of course, we consider 2020 that was a year pandemic. You would not expect exports say because the way until between 2020 and 2021, when economic activities resumed in earnest, you would expect say we would have a percentage increase, but nonetheless it is important. And they say you catch who say beyond the regular and our traditional exports now, we can increase our foreign earnings. Say invested time and energy in the non-traditional exports.
Yes, so then I ask myself,
look at that.
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Chairman, maybe
non-traditional exports. Anyway, let me send a shout out to my very good friend Lieutenant Colonel Frank Ajiman. Happy birthday to you, Stoner. Bless you, regardless of everything. One love always. Anyway, Atik Twaso.
Yes. And Chairman, maybe by the time you better as in India, we still have issues with our balance of payments. IMF ideally, Chairman, when you have issues, your body be a members. As we speak, I think the membership is around 187 members, and they are just there to help countries that are facing BOP crisis, balance of payment crisis. That is, if it gets to a point you cannot finance your imports and if you find it difficult to service your debt.
And purchases here, Obiabe heard him say, I can't bro food on pay you,
balance of payment, a record of.
Okay, I think balance of payment now. Obviously, it will surprise you. The forex or the foreign exchange from our non-traditional export and others are used to pay for our foreign currency denominated loans. That is how come you don't see the money. Hey. Anyway, I think that's
okay. BOP, we're just talking about a record of your transaction as a country against the rest of the world. And Tinyoma Udi Kwamanoni and Nyoma Ukrabano. Sa record of sa transactions, and the balance of payment. And it's like a double entry accounting thing. It goes in as credit. Near every Omaimu air code for services and goods abroad, so you record it as a debit. And at the end of the day, that is why it's called balance of payment. So it is a balance between your payments that you pay out and the receipts, which is payments are yet amount. And the dream Arabia now you are finding it difficult to pay for Nyoma Okrabano. That is when we say you are in BOP crisis and are difficulties. A lot of the time, BOP, there are several sub-accounts, but the most important is the current account. And here countries. As for the capital and financial accounts, Nagana had Adana says here, you group and Pensubia IMF. You go to the IMF when you suffer one or a multiple of these crises, nearly kind of BOP crisis, fiscal crisis, and financial crisis. Magana Pembenzo Edri, we are facing fiscal crisis and we are also facing BOP crisis. And Nientia, when in our brain say we are recording higher deficits, fiscal deficit.
Brofini say I'm way brave.
I know, Chairman. No crack, no.
But
you might be what
but okay,
flesh on his skeletons.
Yeah, Yamoy Bray,
Flesh is skeleton.
Sometimes it may become winding. Until I make straight to specifics. Just a bar near my Bray. I think to us.
Who can say, well, in some sense, you are right. But there are other things. So there were some other headwinds. Some of these were shocks we didn't anticipate. But pandemic, for example, pandemic it affected a lot of countries, and it affected our exports. it also affected your revenues in Nasifo. But at the end of the day, you know, we found a way. There was a recovery plan that even involved us getting Sikebi. Yedi bebuwa ama economy no agina nine so ana ama economy no atumpo. So the question I may be saying is, in recovery plans now yedi two akwemu a ekoji ehusika no. What are the results? And the other questions when they say IMF way, you don't just go there. You go there with a memorandum of economic and financial policies. And the question I may be saying is, IMF, we are going to prepare a memorandum of policies on the basis of which are on the approved program. Why is it that we didn't start observing and implementing some of these policies? And we waited until we got to start pointing. The other issues when they say, who share yet? No, it's a rhetorical question. But it be a druswa, you can. And now, who share me my view and say, Adia a pian ya could do something pensu kesi a debt I can say debt financing. Said they be a record high deficits now Bobisia say ye di beyenuma. And we have become loan addicts. And the IMF is the rehab center for loan addicts. Just in 2021, we went to float sovereign bonds, Euro bonds and other bonds combined to raise $3.025 billion. Jema IMF I am not sure say we are likely to get Sika Ebedrusa because Usha, you are given financing based on your quota. Ghana quota is 738 billion SGRs. Who converting in dollar terms, that's about, you multiply by 1.3 because the equivalent of an SDR in today's terms, as at yesterday, stands at $1.3. And you multiply, I think you get a figure of around 900 NBB. It's not even up to $1 billion. But the IMF, no, almost financing is such that you are allowed to, depend on which facility you are going for, you are allowed a cumulative, financing of up to 600, if you see 427%, depending on which program you're going for. But the MPSA Michan said, and Sikaye Benyano, no, it doesn't matter whichever program we go for. And found program I koji and found ye diko mean Jin this ye bet me Sika ebebu 3 billion. And if we had 3 billion in 2021, Chairman, March, the bonds were sold in 2021 July. March. We could have solved some of the balance of payment issues. Reserves, we could have boosted our reserves. We could have dealt with some of these crises. But Sasikano in H, we are going to
Scanway.
What's that?
Scanway.
And Chairman, it's a question I say in Ibisa. Sikanway, because IMF just to deal with our pressures as a CR away and sweet. A balance of payment problems are away. And a temporary, as for the financier of the IMF, is to give you temporary respite so that Ubetimi are implementing some adjustment policies be now should be. And Ombeyan say, you with the conditionalities. And conditionalities, one I would call in the memorandum of policies and economic policies and financial policies now would call one I would call. And yes, IMF was set of policies be almost change. Sebra jiwe na koye debi. One is so I'm trying, for us to get back to our feet. And these are the things we are committed to doing. Usually, it involves reduction in deficit. It involves reduction in your debt and restructuring of your debt. And as for in 2017 towards 2018, debt restructuring and as for. We pursued some fiscal consolidation policies, but near me one say, the COVID as an excuse to explain away the way after COVID no, because from 2021 things have not been the same. Meanwhile in 2020 no, Obiaji to say there were problems, economic growth even declined and so forth. But from 2021 things were getting better. But and in 2021 now the started say agency. And for me, the question I keep asking is what are we going to present as we couldn't have done before getting to that point? And only as maybe sir. But before
this FM 104.3, good to meet